Cherry Oaks Golf Course.
You get more with
Unlock the potential of your outdoor world with Trailers and More Test Drive. Cub Cadet innovative zero-turn mowers, lawn tractors, utility vehicles, and professional products. Every Cub Cadet machine is engineered with you in mind to deliver incredible strength, durability, and comfort. Test Drive American Strength, April 18th through the 20th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Trailers and More Tent Sale on the southeast corner of Kellogg and Ridge Road.
get more with Trailers and More.
Technology Truths, brought to you by Geico.
Technology Truths.
Truth, you think you can solve any problem by turning your computer off and on.
Hey man, is something wrong with your laptop?
Nah, just need to turn it off and on. It's no problem.
It's smoking.
Yeah, that just means it needs to reboot.
Truth, it's so easy to switch and save on car insurance at geico.com.
And now it's on fire.
Happens all the time. It's all good.
Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
When it comes to service, repair, or installing a new Trane air conditioner or furnace, nobody's better than Moody Heating and Air Conditioning, an independent Trane comfort specialist. So it just makes sense to become a Moody priority customer and enjoy great benefits like 10% off all service repairs, no overtime fees, faster response time, and much more. Becoming a priority customer at Moody Heating and Air Conditioning? Smart. Call 262-7444. That's 262-7444 today.
Hi, I'm Bob Tracy, owner of Wood Savers. For 3 decades, we've been preserving and restoring decks, fences, and cedar-sided homes. We do all repairs along with cleaning, staining, and sealing the wood. We enhance the look by choosing stain colors that complement your home and add metal spindles to give your deck a whole new upgrade. Customers will automatically receive a discounted maintenance plan, so you'll never have to stain your wood again.
For a free estimate, call or text Wood Savers at 316-831-9300, 831-9300, or learn more online at woodsaversinc.com.
Here's the latest forecast in the Big Talker KQAM. Well, this morning, a clear sky, sunny today, high 78. Mainly clear tonight, low 56. Sunshine and breezy Sunday, high 82. Partly sunny Monday with a high of 74. I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
At 8:36, it's currently 47 degrees.
I'm America's Digital Pro, Kim Commando. Join me Sunday, 11 to 2, right here on the Big Talker, KQAM.
This is Successful Living with Shannon Stiles on KQAM. Call the show at 721-8255. Now, back to Shannon.
And welcome back to Successful Living. I am Shannon Stiles with you today. We're talking about family first. In the first half of the segment, I talked about how my in-laws were involved in an accident on April 10th. And, you know, it was really scary. They were out of town, and we had a choice to make. So Scott and I decided that we were going to send me to Effingham, Illinois, and I would then drive my in-laws back to Ohio and stay with them, take care of them for a little while as long as they needed, and come back to Wichita. That's exactly what we did. But a lot of people wouldn't make that choice. And it dawned on me that a lot of people wouldn't make that choice because so many people made such a big deal out of it. And it really shouldn't have been that big of a deal. It should have been what was expected, and it should have been what everyone does. Now, I understand sometimes, you know, maybe you're in a position where you don't have the funds to do it, or, you know, your job won't allow you to. But for me personally, that's where I have faith in God. You know, I pray about something, and when I hear what I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't mean I'm crazy, I don't hear from God directly, I get that gut feeling. You know, inside of your stomach, the little gnawing feeling or that peace feeling. And that's just the Holy Spirit telling me what I should be doing, and I follow it. Whenever I'm drawn to do something, I follow what my gut tells me to do. Now, sometimes it can be my desire, and it's not really God's desire. The more I practice it, the better I get at it. But I think that we would all do good to put others first. And sometimes that means to sacrifice. And that brings us on to this weekend, Easter weekend, and what Easter weekend truly is. And if you're not a Christian, I'm not here to preach to you. I just want you to understand what it means to the Christians around you. And basically what it is, Easter is a holiday that, Christians celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So it's Easter Sunday marks the end of Lent, and what Lent is, it's basically a 40-day period of fasting and reflection, and it's followed by Good Friday. But the story of Easter is pretty good. The biblical background, just to give you a little quick recap or summary of what it is. It's Good Friday marks Jesus' crucifixion. So, and then Easter Sunday is the celebration of his resurrection, like I just said. So Jesus had been arrested, and then he was crucified. He was put to death, and they buried him in a tomb. And, depending on what you're reading, the next part kind of comes in different ways from the way that the story is accounted. But basically there are some females that follow Jesus, and they go to visit the tomb, and when they get there they find that Jesus' body's gone. And Jesus goes on, and he actually appears after his death to his disciples and to some of his followers. And then he ascends into heaven. But the resurrection of Jesus it's an important part of a Christian belief because it's associated with our salvation. Jesus died on the cross for us. He sacrificed. Here's where it comes full circle. Jesus sacrificed for us. He gave his life, the ultimate sacrifice that you can make. Jesus made that sacrifice for us and gave his life for us. So let me ask you, if Jesus is willing to give his life for us, do you think it's too much that we give our time to others? That we give our time and our forgiveness to other family members or friends? Is that something that you believe is too much for us to do? Because I don't. I believe that, first of all, I'm so thankful that God would create a plan and a path to allow me to spend eternity with God. But if God does that for me, then why can't I do that for someone else? And I know today I'm talking to a specific few maybe, and that's okay. But during the holiday seasons, we tend to, come together with our family, celebrate with our family, and some of you might not be getting together with your family. And I challenge you to think about that. Is that because of your stubbornness or someone else's? And if it's someone else being stubborn, then is it your pride that's keeping you from reaching out to them? Because if it is, my challenge is put the pride aside. Put your stubbornness aside this week. Contact those that are your family. Because I promise you, at some point in your life, family will mean everything. And you really don't want it to be too late. You can realize this now, and you can work on mending those relationships and building those relationships to be something strong and something to cherish for the rest of your life. Or you may realize that at their funeral. And that will be really sad to me if you don't realize that until it's too late. Because I promise you, it is our own pride that stops us from going back to someone and saying, you're my brother, you're my sister, you're my mother, my father, my aunt, my uncle, my whatever it is, my cousin, my third cousin from my second, I don't care what it is. It's our pride that stops us from saying, I love you, and we can have our own opinions and still have our relationship. Because that's what we need to start doing, guys. We need to come together instead of justifying the reasons why we aren't together. And I'm talking from experience here. I am very, very good at justifying the reasons why I shouldn't be involved with my family, or, you know, reasons why I should be upset with this person, or, you know, let's face it, I've been divorced twice. What is that? That is a simple reflection of my pride. Because I wasn't abused in those marriages. There was nothing that I shouldn't have overcome together with that other individual. It was a fact that my pride was hurt. And, you know, I justified in my mind why I should leave, instead of being a woman and standing up, or being a man if you're a man, and standing up and saying, listen, I don't choose my family, but I'm committed to my family. And I'm here for you. I may not agree with what you do. You may not agree with what I do, but that it's okay to disagree. I'm here for you. I will always be your brother. I will always be your sister, because I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but you're my brother and my sister. Because we're sisters in faith, brothers in faith. I have a lot of sisters in faith. And I love my sisters, because not always do we see eye to eye on scripture or day-to-day life, but that's okay, because we have the respect it takes to hear one another out. And we respect one another, and we listen. And this is a task, or a quality, that I didn't always have. And sometimes, you know, I'm human too. Sometimes I go back to my old ways, I revert back, but since I make myself cognizant of this, and I'm very aware of what I do and what I say, it takes me less time to get back on the right path. And holidays are a good time for us to get back on the right path. It's a good reason to reach out to those that we love. Let's take our final break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up and just kind of talk about why we should do that. You're listening to Successful Living on KQAM. I'm Shannon Stiles. We'll hear from our sponsors and be back in just a moment.
It's a new era of NASCAR excitement.
Chase Elliott, your leader, Joey Logano, right on the back bumper.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
Eric Jones able to break away by a car length and a half.
Featuring the world's best drivers.
Kevin Harvick still trying to catch Jimmy Johnson.
Fighting for the biggest prize in racing.
And he is your champ.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series on the Motor Racing Network.
NASCAR on KQAM. Brought to you by Burwell Construction.
This is Phil Martinez from Phil's Coins. It's sad when it happens, but there are still businesses out there that will try the old bait and switch. They'll promise you one thing to get you in and then deliver far less, or something totally different once you're there. At Phil's Coins, when we say we buy, sell, and trade with honesty and integrity, that's exactly what we mean. In fact, I encourage you to shop the competition first. It will make doing business with Phil's Coins like a walk in the park. Phil's Coins, 9344 West Central.
Riverside Cafe, whether it's the two Wichita locations or in Derby, is proud of their all-day breakfast. It's what's helped make Riverside Cafe famous. And now for you early birds, from 6 to 9, you can pick any four for just $4. Sausage link, hash browns, slice of bacon, 3 silver dollar pancakes, quarter biscuit with gravy, a sausage patty, slice of buttered toast, any four, only $4. From 6 to 9 every morning. Pick 4 for $4 at Riverside Cafe, 9125 West Central and 13th and Benning in Wichita, and 824 North Baltimore in Derby. And now this message about fully customized vehicle wraps and graphics from Shire Graphics of Park City.
Park City Shire Graphics has the highest quality of big truck and fleet graphics, from passenger vehicles to the big rigs and everything in between. No matter the size of your fleet, Shire Graphics of Park City is the area's leader in digitally printed vehicle wraps. Superior quality digital vehicle graphics from Shire Graphics, where their niche is your need in vehicle graphics, from single vehicle to fleet. Shire Graphics at shiregraphics.com.
Waring and Fiegel Optometry at 2121 North Tyler, number 302, has a selection of prescription sun eyewear that's so bright everyone can be wearing shades. Waring and Fiegel Optometry has the names in sun eye apparel that people seek. Prescription eyewear from Maui Jim, Oakley, Wiley X, Rudy Project, and even sunglasses from Amphibia. Squinting in this beautiful sunshine doesn't have to be a thing. What are you wearing? Waring and Fiegel Optometry, 21st in Tyler.
You're busy working. Now get busy saving. It's easy at your authorized Bobcat dealer, White Star Machinery. For a limited time, we're offering cashback rebates up to $13,000 on new Bobcat excavators. Or take advantage of 0% financing for 48 months with approved credit. And we'll give you up to $8,000 back. Don't miss these limited time offers with cashback and 0% financing. Stop by your local White Star or call 866-587-7442 today.
White Star, get the job done.
Whatever your business, count on EMC Insurance, because our business is protecting your business. EMC Insurance Companies has the knowledge and expertise to provide you with the right insurance coverage options. And when you insure your business with EMC, you receive the added value of our free loss control services, no matter the size of your company. Contact your local independent insurance agent and ask about insurance from EMC. In Lindsborg, call Fuquay Insurance at 227-3304. Croft Lumber of Heston. Project expertise from start to finish. At Croft Lumber, you'll experience big box store selection with Heston owned and operated pride in serving you, the customer. Quality Anderson and Marvin windows, Anderson and Larson storm doors, the full line of custom kitchen cabinetry from R.D. Henry and Company. And Croft Lumber has the full Milwaukee tool line. Croft Lumber, where service is their specialty and delivery within a 50-mile radius is absolutely free. Croft Lumber of Heston.
Stimulate your mind. The best talk radio around. This is The Big Talker, KQAM. Now, back to Successful Living with Shannon Stiles, right here on The Big Talker, KQAM.
And welcome back to Successful Living. I'm Shannon Stiles with you today, and I'm so glad to be back. You know, I missed last week because, as I shared, I was in Ohio with my in-laws. They had been in an accident, and I had to make the choice not to be here last week. But, you know, I hope you would make that same choice, too. If it came down to being there for your family or being at work, I hope you would make that choice. And I hope that you have a boss that would respect that and see that as a really good characteristic within you. Because I sure do, and I'm glad for that. We're talking about Easter now. And, you know, what are some of the Easter traditions that you do? Easter is a very special time because it's a time that God changed the path for us so that even though we're complete sinners in our nature, we have the ability to be with God forever and to choose eternity. I love the whole story of the Bible because it is a book about choices. And that's what we have. We have a choice every single day. And we should make those choices wisely. But Easter reminds me of this, and it's a time for me just to reflect and to look at some of the choices that I've made throughout the year and to decide if those were good choices or not. I have to tell you, this past year has probably been one of my better years that I've made better choices within my life. But, you know, when I make better choices in one area, the other areas kind of falter a little bit, and that's what life is. And it's hard to do that balancing act. But I challenge you this Easter to reach out to your family, your friends. You know, if there's somebody that meant something to you, that held a very special place in your heart, and you haven't talked to him for a while, reach out to him. And I'm talking to young and old, because I know people that, you know, they're in their 70s, 80s, and they have someone that they had a falling out, and they just haven't mended the fences. And I'm telling you, it's a beautiful weekend. This is the weekend to mend that fence. It's time to get out there and, do the hard work. It's always anything that is worth anything in this life is hard. If you think about it, anything at all that is worth having is hard to do. So take those first steps. Call that person that you haven't talked to in a long time. Call that person that you are completely justified in your own mind and in the mind of others not to talk to them another day in your life. But does that really matter? I mean, seriously. Even though we're justified and our actions can be, if we tell the whole story, or we can justify those actions, does that make it right? I don't think it does. I think we're supposed to love one another. And, you might be sitting there saying, but you don't know my situation. You don't know what I've been through. Well, I'm going to tell you, I've been through a lot also. I was molested as a child. And I found forgiveness in my heart. And I was actually able to not only be in the same room, but to give hugs and to show my love back. And it took me putting my pride aside. It took me getting out of my own mind and thinking about poor me and thinking about all the things that justify my bitterness. It took me putting that aside and thinking about that other person and thinking, what caused them to do this? Why would they do something like this? And it was then that I was able to mend my own heart. And that's what I want you to do today. I want you to reach out to your friends and family that you had those falling out with and say, you know what? I'm sorry. Even if you weren't in the wrong, I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? I'm sorry I let this come between our friendship. I'm sorry I let this come between our relationship. Why should we do that? Why should we humble ourselves? You notice the words I'm using? Humble ourselves. To go to someone else because they need you. Sometimes it's not all about us. Sometimes it's about the other person. What do you do when you're in a position where you're hurting and you're not quite the person that you've always been, the jovial person that everyone loves to be around? You push people away. Well, maybe that's what happened years ago or days ago or months ago, whenever it was. Maybe that person was hurting inside and they were just pushing people away because sometimes it's easier to do that. So I challenge you to look outside of your own feelings and to think about someone else's feelings and to sacrifice your own pride, to put that aside, to talk to those that you at one time had a good relationship with. Hello, honey, and my husband's here for the last few minutes of this segment. Good morning. Oh, we got to turn you on if you want to be on here.
I'll say it again. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, honey?
Good. Just had a good show over there, and sounds like you're having a great show over here as well.
We really are, and you know what? It's about putting family first, and with that, we have to make sacrifices sometimes, and we have to put our pride aside, and we have to stop thinking about our own feelings sometimes to think about someone else, and that's where we find the reconnection, the forgiveness, and that's where we can build great relationships, right?
You have taught me a lot about that because I was pretty selfish with my time. I was selfish with people in need. And now it's so rewarding. It's not rewarding. It's not like I want an attaboy or we want an attaboy or be recognized. It's about giving back and and look, we've all been there. We've been to the bottoms of hell. We've been to the top of the mountain. And I'm telling you, man, there's nothing more rewarding. The other day, I saw where Passageways was down to 2 pillows, and they took in 3 veterans. They didn't have pillows. We went out to Sam's Club, bought 14 packs of pillows, and tears in their eyes. These were homeless veterans that fought for our country.
And that's the thing; it does not take much.
No, and I want nothing.
Take much at all.
And everyone wanted to shake your hand and appreciate it, and and it meant the world to them.
Right.
And now they have a place to sleep at night too. It's a pretty cool deal. But no, we, family, whatever it is, there's nothing too important you can't drop it to help somebody.
That's right. And you know what? I can attest to this. When you come back, that stuff's going to be there waiting for you.
Yeah,
you can
it's not
pick it
going
up
anywhere.
and run with it from there, because it's not going to go anywhere. But family might go somewhere sometime. And think about that this Easter. I hope that you guys have an amazing Easter. And I hope that you are able to really put aside your own hurt feelings and be with your loved ones.
All right, up next to Fat Guys at the Movies. You've listened to another beautiful show of Successful Living with Shannon Stiles. And hope to see you again next Saturday. We'll get everything fixed on Facebook. And as my beautiful wife always says,
have a successful week, everyone.
This is a Steckline communication station, K273CX, FM 102.5, and AM 1480 KQAM, Wichita
Watching
proud.
ahead. I'm Christopher Cruz. The chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Jerry Nadler, has issued a subpoena. He's demanding the full unredacted report written by special counsel Robert Mueller. In reply, the Justice Department said the subpoena is, quote,